Obviously, it's a disappointing loss. You got to give Auburn a lot of credit. They number one team in the country for a reason. They did a great job. I thought on their defensive end, trying to take away our threes. We didn't shoot it very well, but they contested them. They did a good job contesting our shots at the rim too. We had them for 7 block shots, our stats. So we didn't make great rim reads. But they got us off the 3-point line, pushed us in. They made big plays at the rim. We shot under 50% at the rim. Can't do that. We didn't convert at the free throw line, as well as their guards did. Look at their guards; they were 19 to 21 at the line. We only had 2 guys that were forwards, go 100% at the line. So between our free throws, not finishing at the rim, and not getting as many threes off of them, and then not making anywhere close to the level that they made them at, that ends up being the difference. Because I thought we played pretty hard. We didn't turn the ball over a whole lot. Our turnovers were down. It was 7. We out-rebounded them by 9. We had 14 boards. They're 7. But, it's other stuff that we stressed the turnovers, the rebound, but we also wanted to get their shooters off the line. And you go down the list, and too many guys got threes off that weren't supposed to be getting the easy ones off, and they go 12 or 30 from 3. So they outscore us by 21 points from 3, and that's just too many with the plan that we were trying to execute on our defensive end. So they're a good team, both sides of the ball. We've got to get better. I told our guys afterwards when we got beat at home by Tennessee last year on game day, I thought we had a major letdown. Leadership on the team didn't rally us together enough to be ready to go on the road and play well at Florida. We got trounced pretty good on the road. We got to have better leadership this year. We're not in full control of our own destiny to win the league outright. We are in full control of our own destiny to at least get a tie with the league moving forward, because we do have Auburn's now a game ahead of us, and we got Auburn at their place. So we'll see what type of maturity and leadership we have by how we come in on Monday. We'll be off tomorrow. We'll come in on Monday. We'll be ready to go. We'll put the scouting report together for Missouri, and then we got play. It's not an easy stretch. Last 7 games, I think, is probably the hardest 7-game stretch anybody in the country at any point. And, we obviously didn't plan on starting out with a loss, but we did. So we got 3 home games, 3 road games left in the last 6 games of the year, and we got to bring it. So our mindset's got to be better than they were last year after the home loss, after game day was here. So that's how I challenge our guys after the game, and we got plenty of stuff we can clean up on, starting with our ball movement. Part of the reason you shoot 48% at the rim is you don't move the ball. You get 7 shots blocked, and we only had 8 assists. It's a season low by far. The other time we were low was Ole Miss. We only had 11 assists. Had a little bit of similar issues where the ball didn't move, too much ISO. At least we didn't turn it over 20 times this game, but it was just too many bad shots. We didn't get good enough shots on offense, and defensively we gave them too many threes, and they got guys that make tough threes. We told our guys, don't look at the bench after they make a tough 3. That's what they do. So we just can't let them get them off. I think, was it Jones that hit the bank 3 in? Baker Mazzara had a couple step back. Well, don't let them get them off, so you're not looking at us when they hit some tough 3s. So we need to do a little bit better job executing the game plan. We need to do a better job putting together a little bit better game plan as coaches the next time we play them. But they're a good team. We know that. They've proven to be the number 1 team in the country. We were not today, but we move on. We got 6 games left before the SEC tournament. We need to be great in all 6.
How much of a missed opportunity was the end of the first half when you had cut it to 2 points and then were held scoreless over that final 3:38?
Yeah, it was huge. We talk about starts and closed the halves. We started out 9-zip in a game. I think they ended the half on a 6-0 run, if I told correctly. So that's 15 points right there. We come out in the second half. It goes from 9 to 14 before the first media timeout. That's another 5 points. So now you're up to 20, and then I believe they, we tied it at one point with It was tied 68-68, I believe, at one point. I don't know how much time was left there. Well, if you take it from there on, we got outscored by 9 because we lose the game by 9. So the start to the first half, into the first half, start to the second half, into the second half, they're plus 29. If you take those runs together, that's we talk about starts and closes of the halves a lot, and we did an awful job, and they did a great job of it. So, yes, to answer your point, the scoreless run we closed the half out with, not good. We go in down 9. So we got to be better on both sides of the ball, the starts and closes to both halves moving forward.
Yeah, what do you think of Mark Shears and how he finished at the rim?
Not good. He shot 4 for 17. We, obviously he's a competitor. He wants to win at a high level. He's been able to impact winning for most of his career by scoring the ball. Well, yeah, we had him 2 for 6. It's 2 for 6 at the rim. So, he 2 for 11 from 3, 2 of 6 at the rim. Those are typically more efficient shots you get. Thought maybe a couple of them. Maybe I thought he got fouled on one, but refs aren't going to be perfect. We sure weren't perfect as coaches or players. So, there's probably some misreads in there. I had to go back and look at them, but this wasn't one of his better shooting nights. When he did get it going there, kind of in the middle of the second half, I thought his defensive intensity picked up, and that's when we made the run and tied it up. But we got to be able to play hard even when shots aren't going well. I think that's a sign of, high character guys. How hard do you play when shots aren't dropping, and can you keep moving the ball even if, maybe sometimes he needs to get 10 assists. The whole team only had 8 assists today. Nobody had more than 2, so it wasn't just him that maybe didn't move it as much. Him and Barron had 2 each, and then nobody else had more than 1 assist. Like, the ball just wasn't moving well, period, for our entire team. So, yeah, his finishing at the rim wasn't great. He was 33% of the rim. The whole team was 48% at the rim, though. You go down the list. Like, Diabate missed at the rim. He's got to make. Barron missed some at the rims. He's got to make. Jaron missed the one. He's got to put 2 hands on and dunk the ball. Grant missed plenty of shots. Grant was 5 for 10 at the rim. I'm going down the list. Mo Diabate, 4 of 9. Grant, 5 of 10. Sears, 2 of 6. Holloway, 1 of 3. We missed a lot of reads. So we got to be better. We got to move the ball better. We got to be a little bit more unselfish moving forward.
You guys were 2 of 13 when trailing by 3 points or less. What do you think happened in those situations? That did anything else happen that kind of maybe caused that lack of production?
What's the quote you just gave me?
You were 2 of 13 when trailing by 3 points or less. So some of that came after a big run, but when the game was within 3 points.
When the game was within 3 points, we shot 2 of 13. Yeah, I don't have an answer to why that may have happened. Maybe you give some credit to Auburn. When it was a tight game, they were playing hard, forced but tough shots. They're a good defensive team. They put together a good game plan. When there's a tight game, we got to do a better job finding better shots. Game's tight. And there's human nature and tendency to loosen up. So maybe when they were up 14, they didn't. Maybe they gave up some better shots to us. I don't know. I don't have a great answer to that. Good stat as I'm watching the game and breaking it down. I'll be looking at why we went 2 of 13 when the game was tight. So I don't have a great answer to that one right now.
I didn't see it from my angle, but just was wondering what kind of went on with you getting prompted to get on the mic and that announcement with fans thrown out.
I have no idea what happened other than the administration told me somebody threw something on the floor. If we did it again, we were going to get a T in a game that was going to be tight. Not quite sure what the score was at that point. We weren't trying to give away free points. So if that was one of our fans disappointed, doesn't help us win. Not sure what they'd be throwing something on the floor for anyways. It's just asinine. So don't do dumb stuff. We tell our players not to do dumb stuff and get flagrants and give the other team free points. We're trying to win the basketball game on a scoreboard, so try to get our players not to do dumb things that give away free points. Let's try to get the fans not to do dumb things, give away free points.
Have you ever kind of had to scold the crowd like that? And did you expect that coming into today? Like, was it up to you to take the microphone and talk to the crowd?
I don't think I've had to do it in college ever. Obviously, I was a high school coach for 11 years, so we had brawls break out in stands back in high school. I had not had to do that in college yet, though. So we just takes one person to throw something. I mean, we had our attendance at 13,500 people here, so 13,499. We're hopefully really well behaved. It takes one person to ruin it for everybody, so let's make sure we don't have that happen again.
Coach, at key times in the game, especially when you guys rallied and tied, I thought the transition defense for Auburn was really good getting back, and at times I thought you guys lost shooters and gave them some open looks. Talk about the transition defense of your team tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to find our the way we chart it for transition points. I see the stats. They have these aren't always accurate. They got 19 fast break points for us and 13 for them. Listen, they hit the 1-3 that was huge. That's the one that resonated with me off the top of my head. I have to go back and watch it to remember the other stuff. We did get a little bit in transition. We play fast. They don't quite play as fast as us, but they'll definitely take advantage. It's more they try to play fast on live ball turnovers more than anything. I don't think we had many. We had 7 turnovers. Mark had the one, and he got a foul, so they didn't score off that. I think LeBaron had the one that he missed Cliff on. Holloway had the one late that they just dribbled the ball out because the game was over by that point. I'm not sure if we had any more than that. So I don't know how much they scored off our live ball turnovers. They have points from turnovers 3, so I must be missing one somewhere.
And one thing, Youngblood said that you guys have had issues coming out of the halftime, playing good basketball, and Auburn kind of extended the lead to 14 coming out of the locker room. So what about that?
Yeah, we have. That's why we switched the starting lineup up a few weeks ago, coming out of the half. And you know what? If we have to again, maybe I should have tonight. So I was, sometimes in these big games, you're not trying to make a teaching point. You're trying to win the game. I thought sticking with the starting lineup maybe gave us, but I was wrong. Sometimes coaching's not an exact science, and there's a field to it. And obviously I was wrong because it went from 9 to 14 and way too quickly there start second half. So we've had an issue. The starts of the second half are not good, and I'm going to have to go back and look at the start of this one to see why, who, maybe what we should have done. I mean, we had to leverage numbers at the half. Not everybody was great. Some of the guys plus minus, but decided to try to stick with them, see if we could challenge them, but maybe it wasn't the right decision.
Bruce Pearl a few minutes ago came in and called Denver Jones one of the best defensive players in the country, and obviously he cited the job that he did on Sears. Did your staff's scouting of Jones as a defensive player kind of match that praise?
Yeah, I mean, we call them SEALs, guys you can go after. He was definitely not one of those on their team. You look at his plus minus, he played 31 minutes. I don't have their leverage numbers. My guess would be his defensive leverage is really high because, he was plus 18 when he was in. It's pretty good. They win by 9, plus 18 when he's in. A lot of that, I'm sure they wanted him on Sears, and Sears shoots 4-17 tonight. I'm guessing Jones had a big part to do with that. We got to do a better job helping Mark get better shots. That's coaching staff didn't do a great job on our offensive side of the ball today, making sure we got enough quality shots. And part of that was obviously Auburn's game plan, and part of it was Denver Jones executing the game plan at a pretty high level for them. So we knew he was good. You know, I'm not sure. I would say I knew he was that good to force Mark to go 4-17, but obviously he was pretty good tonight.
Coach, you talked about in your opening statement, but the end of this season is going to be a gauntlet. What's the message to the guys? Can you kind of talk more about it? And you obviously see Auburn again. What's your message to the guys? You get one more crack at them at least.
Yeah, we got 6 tough games. We got to be ready for every last one of them. We talk a lot about adversity. Sometimes it makes you better. There's a book by Ryan Holiday called "The Obstacle is the Way" that we've read as a staff before. Like, no teams are any good that don't face a little adversity. Like, every goal that we've got left remaining is still in our control, and that's got to be the mindset. Nobody's feeling good today. We just lost to our arch rival. We had a chance in our home gym to do it. Brought game day in here. You know, it was a great environment. That's why we play. Love these games. But we came out with an L. So how do we respond? You know, I told them this is real life stuff. Shots aren't dropping. Something happens in life. You're a front runner where you only got the right attitude when stuff's going well. Or do you got enough character and enough intestinal fortitude to play just as hard when stuff's going well, or you're giving everything you've got to your job when stuff's not going well at home, whatever it is. These are life lessons that we got to learn. So, you know, we faced adversity in the game, and we did a pretty good job. At sometimes I didn't think we did a very good job. You know, Katie asked about the 6-0 run we gave up at the end of or whatever the run was at the end of the first half. I thought some guys' shots didn't drop, and their effort dropped. Disappointing. Thought in the second half we get down 14. Our effort, you know, we pick up, we make some plays. You know, obviously we know Diabate's going to play hard. You know, but we make a run, we come back. Like there's adversity within the game. There's adversity from game to game. Well, we got adversity. We just dropped our second home game. We haven't lost many home games here in the last 5 years. We lost to our rival. We had a chance to become number one in the country. We had a chance to be number one in the league. We all that's out right now. What we have right now is a chance to play again on Wednesday against Missouri, and we got to answer the bell. So we lift after games. That's the way Henry does it. They're in the weight room right now. I told them, like, we'll see. You guys give an honest effort in the weight room. Let's have some maturity. Let's come in on Sunday, get your treatment from Clark. We come in on Monday morning, go through the cleanup, put the Missouri scout in. Like, we got to be ready to go. So hopefully we're mature enough and have enough leadership on this team that the adversity we just faced in the game tonight makes us a better team 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, 5, 6, 7 weeks from now. We're better off for this loss. All right, thanks, appreciate it.